Hello and welcome to the T3 Handicapping YouTube channel. I am Chris from T3 Handicapping, and I am here on Saratoga Eve to bring you another installment in our video series called Bet Laboratory, where we try and help you become a better. So let's go ahead and let's jump into things. All right, so for those of you that are new to the page, please make sure that you like and subscribe. That makes sure that you get access to all of our content. We're still working on trying to get a more regular schedule, so liking and subscribing means that you'll always be notified when we do go live in case it's not on a regular cadence. That way you don't miss any content. So make sure you do that here on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook, T3 Handicapping Horse Racing, as well as following me on Twitter at Handicapping T3, and then of course the place to go is our website. On our website you can get all of our picks absolutely free of charge. So you just go to t3handicapping.weebly.com. You can go right to the free daily picks and you can get all of our picks, race summaries, all the stuff you're going to see here in this video. You can get that for free. We do have a special offer going on the website as well. For just $5 you can get access to a rating that I've created called the Fever Rating, which just basically looks at jockeys that are overperforming and underperforming, and we'll be doing that all Saratoga long. $5 one time will get you access for the entire meet, so a good time to jump in on that early and make sure that you have access to that as well. So lots of ways to get in touch, and of course I should also mention betting news. If you haven't checked out betting news yet, do that. It's not just a great place for horse bettors, but also for sports bettors. They've got betting articles for all different types. I will be covering Saratoga daily with narrative selections, kind of my top 4 picks in each race and why I like each of them. We'll do that every single day at Saratoga, and they've also approved daily content for Del Mar as well. So we got a lot percolating there. With that as well, I do have a 3 stars of the week segment that I've started on betting news. So if you see any performances between now and Sunday, especially with Saratoga starting up, that you think are worthy of sort of a 3-star performance like they do in hockey, make sure that you comment here on this video, or you can get in touch with us any of the ways here through the social channels and get that. So lots of stuff going on. We hope that you will not only enjoy the T3 content, but also engage with it as well. But let's get into our new Bet Lab strategy. So far, we started with the Winogram, which was highly successful. We also took a look at a pick 3 strategy called the 33 Wheel. All those videos are available on the YouTube page, so if you missed any of those, you can go back and find them there. Today, we're going to be looking now at a vertical strategy, a trifecta strategy that we're going to be using, and we're going to start off the Saratoga meet here by attempting this. Now, this trifecta that I'm going to be using is something called rank analysis handicapping. And so I call them rank analysis tries or RAH tries. But the ideas in this come from rank analysis handicapping, how to bet thoroughbred races instead of horses by A.O. Abbott. It's available for less than $10 on Amazon.com. I have no affiliation with the book. I just think it's good. I like it because it looks at things from a Bet Labs perspective. It looks at betting the race, not the horse. And I think that's a really important aspect that we overlook too often. In fact, in the book, he references several other handicapping materials you can use to get a little deeper into some of his methodologies. But nevertheless, the main kind of component of it is looking at how you can get value out of the trifecta. And so I'm going to be using something loosely modeled on the things that I learned from this book, from reading this book. It's a real quick read. You can get it paperback for like $9.99 on Amazon, or you can get it right to your Kindle, $4.99. I do recommend you reading it if you're interested in becoming a better bettor, because I think even if you don't use the strategies, it gives you things to think about. So definitely something to add to your handicapping library for sure. I did link it down in the comment section as well, or down in the description of the video. So if you want to get access to that, go ahead and click on it there. It's definitely worth a read, a quick read. I think I got through it in a day, but some good information, some good food for thought. So again, these are some of these ideas I've sort of modeled after his book, but I've kind of added my own spin to things, as you always should. So let's take a look at this. So how it works. So for this, I'm going to start small. I'm only going to look at dirt sprints at Saratoga. And I'm only going to look at horses that are 7 to 9 horse fields. So if it's a 6 horse field, I'm not going to use this strategy. If it's a 10 horse field, I'm not going to use this strategy as well. I'm going to try and keep it in that 7 to 9 range. I feel like that will give me good value, and it will set a really isolated parameter. By focusing on the dirt sprints, it's going to give me an opportunity to really specialize, hone in, because one of the things that this system is predicated on is being able to pick the right long shot. And so that's going to be something that's really important as we go through. You can see that kind of the key premise behind it is that you have to pick one horse ranked 6th or worse to hit the board. And actually, I'm not even using it in 3rd. I'm using it to take 1st or 2nd. So I have to be able to find a horse that's a rank outsider and be able to get them in. I'm going to be using the morning line favorite. Luckily, we have David Aragona at NYRA, and so we're going to have pretty accurate morning lines, I would anticipate, or at least where the horses will fall in the order. Maybe the exact odds won't be right, but who's 1st, who's 2nd, who's 3rd should be fairly correct at the time that the race goes off. So that's always good. One of the things that happens when you find the races that you're going to use in this rank analysis handicapping is that you're going to start with the initial tickets. So you're going to use your long shot with the 1, 2, and 3 odds rank horses, and then you're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the 3rd spot. And then for your second ticket, you'll go with the top 3 ranks over your long shot over the next 5 ranks as well. Now, he goes into detail about how he identifies his horses in the book. I'm going to be using my race summaries. These are free of charge to you on the website, so if you want to try and replicate this, or if you want to do it with turf racing, you can do that as well. I've got Saratoga as well as 3 other tracks up for tomorrow. So here's the race we're going to focus on. I'm just going to do one race here on the podcast just to give you an idea of what we're doing, but then I will do updates on it to let you know how things are going. So I tried my best to blow up the race summary here so you can see it, and I keyed in this race on a speed-oriented long shot known as Warrior in Chief. Now, one of the concerns there, you'll see Warrior in Chief is highlighted in red. That means the top Brisnet speed figure for Warrior in Chief is not within 10 points of the top one. So if they're highlighted in green, it means they've run over that surface. So in this case, dirt. They've run within 5 Brisnet points of the best for the field. If it's yellow, it means they've run within 10, and if it's red, it means they have not run within 10. So I know we're looking at a horse that's a little slow on the speed scale. I'm okay with that. This is a long shot. I'm looking for value here. This horse is 20-1 on the morning line. It's the one I'm going to key in on. Now, I was looking at both this one and the other 20-1 shot on the morning line, which is Auburn Hills, and I'll explain why I chose to go with the 2 instead of the 3. So this is sort of how you set up the rank analysis handicapping. Basically, I have my top 3 odds horses here, 6, 7, and 9. My next 2 are 1 and 8. And then my next 3 horses in order are 4, 5, 2, and 3. Now, a couple of things that I've implemented here. First of all, these are my run style indicators that came off. So we have front runner, closer, closer, front runner, mid pack, closer, front runner, and stalker. Now, when I first saw that this was a stalker type, I was really excited about this one. But the reason I ended up going with the front runner, even though there seems to be plenty of speed, is that this one's Junior Alvarado and it's dropping in class versus Eric Concel and dropping in class. I trust Junior Alvarado a lot more than I trust Eric Concel. No disrespect to Eric Concel. I could never do what he does, but I think Junior Alvarado is a better overall rider, and I think he's more likely to get this one home if I'm going to get a price home. Now, my indicators here, so a green circle means that they have the best early pace according to my numbers. So the 6, Bear Alley, looks to be a runner that could be good. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Bear Alley beat my horse in the last race he ran in. He is a speed burner. He likes to be on the front. He's got the best. He's got the best numbers there. He also has the best overall speed number, just stopping the clock in that amount of time. He has the best speed figures. The best race flow, which I think is also something that you want to be paying attention to. Who's going to run the best against the flow of the race? Well, that goes to number 9 here. So If you sort of think about like, as a stoplight goes green and you quickly accelerate, the yellow is towards the end of the stoplight, and then red is the final time. It comes to an end. You can go back and check the time. These little arrows pointing down here, these are horses that ranked in the top 5 in class. Those classes are all below or a lower number than the class level that I have for this particular race, meaning that their competitive rating is actually below the competitive level for this class, for this particular race, and therefore I consider them all to be quote unquote class droppers based on their level of competition. So with that, now I've identified that I want to use this horse right here as my long shot, and now I'm going to use those initial tickets. So I'm going to start with my long shot on top with the top 3 horses. So the top 3 horses are the 6, 7, 9. But what you'll notice is I dropped the 6, and that's because they're both speed horses. So I'm going to take the chance that this race is going to get pretty hot on the front end, and that 2 speeds aren't going to finish in the try. Now, maybe that's not correct. Maybe we'll see, especially the first race, that can be a really hard distinction to make that early. I might be inclined to do one ticket that's all speed favoring horses, or I might just even do like a 2 with 6, 7, 9 just as a saver if I were playing. But for the purposes of this experiment, I want to be consistent and I want to have a similar model for everything. So I'm going to use 2 on top. I'm going to toss the 6 because he's another front runner, and then I'm going to use 7, 9 in the second spot. And then I'm going to use the top 5 in the third spot. But again, I've got another front runner. So it's actually going to be 2, 7, 9, 7, 8, 9. When I went and punched that ticket in, it's like a $3 ticket. And it's only $4 to include other horses that aren't speed. To me, $1 to include the 4 and the 3, if there's just an absolute pace meltdown, is worth the dollar, and I should make up for it in the value of getting that 2 home on top. So I would probably play a 2, 7, 9 with 7, 8, 9, 4, 3. So I would still have my maximum of 5 horses here, maximum of 3 horses here, and then I would play it back the other way. So I would play the 7 and 9, those 2 closers. Now, in theory, I don't generally like closers to win, but at the same time, we'll kind of see how things play out. That might be the time where I would look to maybe put a 6 in here, but I think if the 6 is going to hold, then the 2 probably doesn't make a lot of sense here. So I'll go 7, 9 with 2, with 7, 8, 9, 4, 3. And again, you can see that same ticket structure. I just flipped the first and second place horses. Now, I will say closers are much more likely to finish in these spots than in the top spots. I think probably of these 2 tickets, ticket number 1 is the one that is the most likely. But again, regardless of which one hits, this is going to be a 50-cent try, which is great for those small budget players. It's going to be a 50-cent try that's very hittable. You can spend $8 on this race, and if you win, if you hit it, you're going to cash big time. So that's rank analysis handicapping in a nutshell. You're going to basically look at all of the runners. You're going to start with those initial tickets of the long shot over the top 3 over the top 5, or the top 3 over the long shot over the top 5, and then you're going to basically sort of eliminate tickets that don't make sense based on pace scenario, based on things you notice. Again, your long shot has to be outside of the top 5, and you have to kind of have a reason to promote. If I don't have a long shot that I like, I won't play the race, and that's going to be something that I will continue to do throughout the experiment. So make sure that you, like I said, like and subscribe so that you can follow along, see how we're doing here. Like I said, I'm going to stick to dirt sprints at Saratoga just to give us a really, really clean set of variables that are controlled, so that we're not experimenting with too many different things. We're going to stick to that. I'll go through this. I'll post updates, so make sure you like and subscribe so you get that. Check us out on our website, t3handicapping.weebly.com. Find us on our social channels, at Handicapping T3 on Twitter, T3 Handicapping Horse Racing on Facebook. And then, of course, make sure that you read that daily content on bettingnews.com. Good luck as you start up your Saratoga meet. Remember, if you have any 3 stars, you can go ahead and post them right on this video here. Check betting news on Monday morning to see if your horse made the list. Have a wonderful Saratoga meet. I hope that you cash all those tickets. Good luck.